The Bushes, the 41-43, John McCain, Mitt Romney, they say they are against Donald Trump, not going to support him. As for Speaker Ryan, he has said can't support Donald Trump yet at this point. But Speaker Ryan is going to meet with Donald Trump and Reince Priebus from the RNC next week. Come on in from the Weekly Standard, Fox News contributor Fred Barnes. Fred, I smell the makings of a fixable, more unified party because it's in everybody's interest to get together and unify, and that meeting next week may provide the starting point for unity. What say you?
I think that's possible, Stuart, but it all depends on one person, and that's not Paul Ryan, it's Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, Donald Trump has said, well, I'm a unifier, and expecting the party to unify, that the party will just, you know, people like Paul Ryan and others will just waltz into his lap. Well, they're not going to do that. If he wants to unify the party, Trump has to go out himself, be proactive and unify it, and talk to Republicans all over. You know, he has no relationship with the Republican Party, really. He was a Democrat until 2012. He's got to change his plan now and really be the moving force in unifying the party.
But he does hold a very strong hand. He said on Fox this morning, I'm the guy that brought in millions of people to the Republican Party. And, by the way, if you don't support me, if you don't unify, you hand the election to Hillary Clinton. That's a pretty powerful double argument, isn't it?
It is a powerful argument. On the other hand, so many House members and senators, particularly those up for re-election, and of course all the House members they look at Trump slightly differently, or maybe more than slightly differently, and that is they see him as someone who may make it harder for them to get re-elected, that he will drive away voters in their state, and somehow their chances of re-election will be minimized. I mean, he's got to deal with that problem.
Well, the argument on the Republican side, if I can call them the establishment side, is that Trump needs their money. It's going to cost $1 billion to run this election. Trump's not going to fund that himself. So he says, you know, I've got to have their money. So I've got to make nice to them. I mean, there's arguments on both sides here. That's why I'm suggesting they do ultimately come together with a rather unenthusiastic unity message. What say you on that?
I think they will, because it will serve the interests of both of them. But Trump is going to have to make some concessions here. Remember, you know, what is Paul Ryan, his biggest achievement as a member of Congress has been to put entitlement reform on the map as a Republican issue. Entitlement reform, which he thinks is crucial, and Trump doesn't want to do it. I mean, there are other issues. There are all the things Trump has said. There's immigration, there's trade, and so on. But this entitlement reform issue is one that I think Trump's going to have to back off on and say, okay, we're going to save the country and to reduce the deficit, we're going to have to do some entitlement reform.
But you know what, Fred? Both you and I were in the news business, and this stuff is just wonderful for us, is it not? Got it. Fred Barnes.
It is. I love every minute of it.
I do too, actually. I really do. Fred, thanks very much.